to the U.S. in June after a court order, but only after prosecutors filed federal human smuggling charges in Tennessee, which she has pleaded not guilty to. The Department of Homeland Security has criticized the judge's ruling and says it plans to appeal.
Abrego Garcia had been mistakenly deported to El Salvador earlier this year. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit has issued an order keeping in place a judge's earlier decision mandating the removal of federalized National Guard troops from Los Angeles by noon Monday. America's listening to Fox News.
Hi, I'm Benny Jr. with Bartow Ford. Everyone has heard me speak about going the wrong way. But let me be clear. The wrong way means the wrong way of doing business. This includes gimmicks, games, and unfulfilled promises. Tactics you will never ever find at Bartow Ford. For over 73 years, we've been doing business the right way. So on your next purchase, don't go the wrong way. Come to Bartow Ford and see why we're different, and we prove it.
Listening to the free iHeart app. Thanks to Farrah and Farrah. It's never been easier to send your opinions directly to your favorite show. The microphone and send Farrah and Farrah. If you've been interested, make it a Farrah by Tampa.
There's nothing like the sights and sounds of the holidays. The crackle of a fire, the tearing of wrapping paper, and the of new gifts. The smell of cookies, ornaments on the tree, and the of new toys, along with the sound of Christmas carols through the Lexus Premium Sound System. Get into the holiday spirit during the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Get offers on select models now through January 5th. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Hey anglers, the best fishing charters in the Bay Area out of Hubbard's Marina on the boardwalk at Johns Pass. Hubbard's Marina has been catching fish since 1928. They offer everything from family-oriented half-day trips to the more advanced overnight trips. Nobody in the business does big group party fishing like Hubbard's Marina. They also have a great tackle store that can provide live bait and tackle to fish from their boats or from Johns Pass Bridge. So for the best cheeseburger on the Gulf, book your trip today at 727-393-1947 or go to hubbardsmarina.com.
The following is a commercial program paid for by Real Animals Fishing. The opinions, viewpoints, and promises made during the following program are not those of WFLA AM, its staff, management, or parent company, iHeartMedia Incorporated.
Welcome to the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show, your weekly voyage into Florida fishing. Presented by Hubbard's Marina, hosted by Captain Mike Anderson and Captain Dylan Hubbard.
Good morning, Tampa Bay. Captain Dylan Hubbard here for the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Talking fishing this morning on this gorgeous Saturday morning here. Looking forward to a great day out on the water and a great opportunity to capitalize on this pre-front bite. It is going to be a little bit nautical there tomorrow, late afternoon, tomorrow night. We got a pretty big cold front rolling through the area. So if you're able to get out on the water, today is the day to do it, or potentially tomorrow early morning, but you got to be off the water by about midday because it's going to get nasty quick. And then it's going to stay pretty nautical through the day Monday, going to be calming down Tuesday for us. The second half of this work week coming up is looking promising as well. We do have a little bit of a high pressure building in behind this cold front, so it's going to be more moderate through the rest of the work week, but we do have a new moon coming up there at the end of the work week, so tide should be flushing well, a lot of moving bait, a lot of actively feeding fish. So your best chances to catch some fish and have some good opportunities on the water would probably be today, early in the day tomorrow, and then waiting until around Wednesday once that front kind of moves through the area and things calm down and the water has a chance to calm down and clear up. And then we'll get into that new moon time frame. So your hot bite is today, early tomorrow, and then second half of the work week coming up. And really all the way through this upcoming weekend looks pretty good as well. But you know how that goes this time of year. Just hurry up and wait. Potentially the weekend, next weekend, might be a little bit more adverse. So we'll hurry up and wait and see on that. Remember, this weather update was brought to you by our friends at Reese Windows and Doors. They're Florida's leading window and door company with over 50 years in business, and they offer free installation on most windows and doors, and they install in just 6 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors, and their work comes with a double lifetime warranty, which means you never pay for your warranty when you sell your home, and that warranty transfers to the new owner, adding value to your home. Visit reesewindows.com for more info. So exciting weather if you're heading out there today. But we are sitting here chatting fishing. We've got Captain Steve Papen from Fintastic Fishing Charters in studio this morning, and Captain Bucky Goldman of Bagum Fishing Charters in studio this morning. Captain Bucky is upper Tampa Bay, inshore focused. Captain Steve Papen is offshore out of Johns Pass, Madeira Beach. And looking forward to a good show. Thanks for coming this morning, boys.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it there, D.
Yeah, exciting times. We got red snapper season back open for our federal for-hire fleet. So we've got a 2-week period here to catch some more of these red snapper, and kind of an unexpected end-of-the-year surprise for our federal for-hire fleet. I mean, didn't really expect it personally. What about you?
No, I felt like there was probably still some fish left over, but I wasn't holding my breath for anything extra.
Did you? I mean, we talked about it on our live show, but I realize not everybody listens to that amazing podcast we do every Sunday night. But did you catch wind of why it's so late?
I didn't.
So the government shutdown. Isn't that crazy? The government shutdown impacted our fisheries. So I always find that kind of thing interesting. Not in a happy way, kind of a sad, pathetic way. No, yes, I guess it's surprising, right? Because how fisheries data works is it runs on these 2 month, MRIP waves. So wave 4 is the wave that we're really waiting for because that's the bulk of our season there, that July-August catch. And we were waiting for that to come in, and normally that would have come in around mid-October, late October, and then at that point, NOAA Fisheries should have been able to reopen our federal for-hire season if there was quota left for red snapper. But that wave 4 data, by the time it was starting to roll in, government shut down. So there was no one in the office to assimilate that data and to look at these numbers. So by the time the government finally reopened and they got back in the office, they had to start that whole process. And that's why we're getting a red snapper opener mid-December instead of early November. So it's kind of frustrating that government shutdown had such lasting impacts to even our fishery.
Yeah. It's a nice Christmas present, but it's kind of like getting a tie or a pair of socks or something like that. Like, you appreciate it, but it's not really doing a lot for you. And weather's going to be the biggest factor.
Weather, and then also the flip side of that is just everybody has holiday plans, right? So, like, red snapper's open, but I've got to travel here with my family, and I'm not going to be able to schedule a charter. But you hit the nail on the head, in my opinion, and this is my firm belief on fisheries data and science and everything, is if there's quota left over, let us fish it.
Right.
It's so frustrating to me when I go to a council meeting and the council table, because there's other stakeholders in this, right? There's commercial, there's the recreational fishing is recreational fishing, but for red snapper, we have a subsector. So there's private rec on the other side too, right? So it's always frustrating when I hear people say, oh, well, the federal for-hire fleet didn't catch all their quota. It's not because of lack of trying or the fact that we couldn't catch them. It's the fact that we didn't get a long enough season to do it. Yeah. So for me, if there's any quota left, they need to reopen that season as soon as possible so we have that opportunity to fill that quota, because that's, in my opinion, the access to the fishery. Just like the private rec fleet, they had 126 days this year. Their season was exponentially longer than the federal for-hire fleet, which is great. It's great to see the private recreational fleet get more access, but it was a little frustrating when we made this announcement about, the federal for-hire fleet's getting another 2 weeks of season here at the end of the year. And people were like, well, what about private recs? I'm like,
it's been open.
It's been open this whole time. Yeah, and our season, even with this extension, is still going to be shorter than the private rec season. So as far as from a fairness standpoint, I mean, you could argue this is getting us closer to fair, but I think the numbers are still pretty equal there. So it's interesting.
I think it's funny because you offshore guys are like, open it up. And me as an inshore, I'm like, dude, close it down. Close it down for 3 to 5 years. Catch and release only, please. We need more fish.
Yeah.
I don't understand why our state doesn't have a bigger stocking program.
Yeah, I hear your point, and my concern about that from an offshore standpoint and really from a fishing standpoint in general, the concern when we talk about, it should be catch and release only. A lot of inshore guys, I hear people say that, you shouldn't keep snook, you shouldn't keep redfish. You should catch and release them only. That is a slippery slope and a concern of mine because advocates on the other side of the aisle, right? The people that don't want us fishing, when you start to remove consumptive use from the equation, then it's like, why are you out there? Why are you torturing those fish, right?
Right.
So yes, you arm those sort of folks
because fishing is fun.
Yeah, true. It is fun, but it's also, you could argue, fishing in a lot of cases is sustenance, right? And especially for some components of our fishery, I mean, some people use that as their protein source. So if you remove consumptive use from the equation, it gets to be a dangerous game.
You know, the way I see it, I'm like, I'm fine with recreational guys. I wish like the four charter guys would, it would be for hire guides.
Yeah.
Just because you see these guys lining up the fillet table with 2 redfish every trip they go out. They have 200 trips a year. They effectively remove 400 redfish. And then you ask that guy or any guy in Tampa, when's the last time you've seen a 400 redfish school?
Mm-hmm.
Probably 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, oh. I mean, I've been here since 2017. I think I've filleted maybe a dozen redfish.
Wow.
That's it.
What's interesting to me, too, is you mentioned, why don't we have more hatchery programs? One cool thing that's being done now that I think we should focus on first before moving to more hatchery programs is finding the science to back the fact that hatcheries work, right? Because it just from an outsider perspective, you put 500,000 baby redfish into Tampa Bay, that's got to mean more adult redfish, right? And that's got to mean more spawning redfish, right? You would think that, right?
But how many make it to that?
How many make it to escapement? Because escapement is what redfish use to get offshore and do that spawn. But when you put all these baby redfish into the bay, how many of those get eaten right away? Or today's world, you can't just take a redfish, get its eggs, and then put those eggs back. How they do it is they use brood stock. So these brood stock that actually get put into the bay through these hatcheries, they're like 1 or 2 generations removed from that wild caught fish. So it's maybe a descendant of a Tampa Bay redfish that they're putting back in Tampa Bay, but that fish was raised in captivity in a tank. So it's not like it has the natural instinct to automatically recruit to those mangrove estuaries, right? So do those small fish actually make it to adulthood? And what's cool is Salt Strong, actually, with Moat Marine Lab, I think it was maybe 3 years ago at this point, almost 4 years, for their 50,000 anniversary, celebrating 50,000 members back a couple years ago, they did a huge redfish stock release with Moat Marine Lab, and they were actually using tags and radio transmitters to find out those hatched redfish, where do they go? Where do they go in the estuary? And do those fish come out of the estuary or do they stay in the estuary? How long do the tags last? It was really interesting. So they're starting to do more of that science, and I think we should focus there to see how much of those fish make it to escapement. Because if you can prove, if you put X number of redfish into the bay and then this percentage, like 30% of those make it to adulthood and spawn, then yeah, no brainer. Let's open a bunch of hatcheries. But if you put 100,000 fish in and only one makes it to adulthood, is it worth it?
Right.
So it's interesting. But we have that and more on the other side. We're going to be talking a little bit about the causeway potential redevelopment with Captain Bucky. We're going to talk more about red snapper season with Captain Steve. And whatever you want to hear about, remember, you can call and join the conversation, bring us a fishing question, report, or if you just want to say hello, give us a call, 1-800-969-9352. Real Animals Radio. We'll be right back.
Science side, like all them girls, like Hayden and Karen, all them over at FWC.
See that black box? Yeah. That's our. You don't have to do anything to it. That's our Facebook mics. Just try to put your headphones as far away from it as you can.
So, yeah. Recently we caught this fish that I caught probably a year or so ago, but it's a little redfish. He's got this jaw, like, you know. And I caught him back over on like one side of Rocky Creek, I remember. And then I was in Channel A, and we caught him twice recently. Really? I mean, he's unmistakable. He's got this deformed jaw. Yeah. And I was just like, so I mean, they stay in the area if there's stuff there.
Yeah.
But like my area, there's not a lot of grass anymore, and it's starting to come back a little bit. Not quickly. I'm seeing sprigs like all over the place, but it's like a desert.
Dude, the
I remember
bay up there gets so hot too, right?
It can, but I mean,
there was grass all over the place. Like I remember when I was a kid, you know, we were fishing like up around Whedon Island and stuff. You could drift for 2 miles.
Yeah, we
and just be in the thickest grass you could ever see anywhere.
Whedon has grass. There's a little over by like Picnic, and there's grass by Cypress, and we're starting to get some more grass. But when I moved here in 2017, like that whole Upper Bay was grass.
Yeah.
Like all of it. All over by Cabbage Patch and Bunker Hill Island, and all that was grass. All of it. Not so much anymore. And do you know what it was? It was that bridge.
Yeah.
Building that bridge.
Oh, they're building it. They got the Howard Franklin, all the stuff they've been doing there for the last couple of years.
That's building that bridge. That was it. Digging those pilings.
There's a few comps that I forgot to add.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I think I got everybody, but there's a chance 1 or 2 might show up that are playing their own sports group. I saw this post. So
yeah, yesterday was so tired. Yeah, up at 5, run that charter. Then I'm like, I come home, I wash the boat, I unhook my truck, I plug it in to charge, go pick up my kid from school, bring him back to freaking piano lesson, then I run home, drop the dog, because I brought the dog with me, and it has half an hour. Went to the store, got him a Slurpee and a piece of pizza because I knew he was starving, picked him up, come home, he goes to play with a friend, I do some stuff at the house, and I'm like, all right, I gotta go take my boat back. Let me check on the kid, you know. And he's like, "Oh, I'm playing up here. I'm playing the board game." I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take it back. Meanwhile, my wife doesn't like this guy, the dad. Yeah. They recently split up, so she's like, "I don't want him. Like he's playing with his friend, and they're playing a board game right now. So I'm gonna take the boat back." I go to take the boat back. I go to reverse. Can't go. I'm like, oh my god! And I tried like 4 or 5 times, went around the block. No, went around trying to deactivate. Finally, I just pulled up because luckily no one was there, and had to call and like, oh my god. And then go back home, get my kid from it's 8-9 minutes from my house. Get my kid from the neighbors. Like, Grammy, can you make him dinner? And she's like, yeah, I'll make him French toast. And then I ran back, went all the way down to like Advanced Auto Parts, and I had to come back around because traffic was so bad, and like got my boat fixed, and finally made it home. It's like 6 o'clock, and I'm like, oh my god. Like, it's a long day. That's every day.
We're back, Bartow Ford, Real Animals Radio, talking fishing this morning. Remember, if you want to join the conversation, you have a fishing question, comment, fishing report, bring it to us at 1-800-969-9352. Want to give a shout out to our friends over at Affordable Roofing Systems. Whether you need a shingle, metal, tile, or a flat roof, our friends at Affordable Roofing Systems are your safest choice for repairs or replacements. With over 3 decades of roofing experience, let Affordable Roofing Systems guide you through this important process. They are defined by integrity, respect, and honesty, and they have a professional approach to doing business. Call 888-397-ROOF for your free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com. With that, we got our buddy Capt Mike from Big Pine Key on the line, and let's see how the fishing's going down in the Keys. What's going on, Capt Mike? And not much, my friend. How are you?
Has been pretty darn good. We're getting out. I'm actually sitting at the marina with a cup of coffee waiting while my mate gets the boat ready to go. We're going to go out there and see what we can do. But the snapper fishing continues to be outstanding. The mutton snapper fishing has been just like you've been seeing it. It has been ridiculously good. The mangoes too, but the muttons, there's a better quality size lately.
Yeah, mutton
now
fishing.
I'm starting to be real picky about what sizes we're keeping.
Wow. That's crazy. You can be picky about which ones you keep. That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Mutton are fun.
It is. Yeah. And, well, when it's a group and, they got a couple 15-pounders and you're like, are we shipping your fish overnight back home to where you live? Or are we taking it back to your resort and you're going to eat on, have a hook and cook for a couple nights or something like that? I ask a lot of questions, but no, the mutton and snapper have been wonderful. And the pelagic fishing has been great too. The blackfin, we're getting our blackfin tuna run really good and going. We started to catch a few over the double-digit size, and as the season goes on, we're starting to get some 10 to 15-pounders, some big footballs for blackfin, and we're getting a couple wahoo mixed in, and we landed about a 200-pound marlin yesterday. We got one.
Whoa!
And,
what'd you catch him on?
He on a black bart trolling. And, we were trolling, and he smashed it, and he or she, whatever it was, smashed it and bit it perfect. And it was on one of the bigger reels that I had. I had two of the bigger setups because I had heard there were some bigger billfish in the area. And the lady got some really good video, so I'm having my neighbor who does a lot of editing and stuff with his videos. He's putting it together for the internet, so that's going to be a nice little thing to put up there. But otherwise, no, the fishing in the Keys has been good. There's always yellowtail around. There's cobia and permit right now over the wrecks and reefs. So there's a lot of good fishing right now in the Keys.
Awesome, man. How would someone get a hold of you if they wanted to book a trip?
It's 813-434-8086, CaptainMichael47gmail.com, or simply call 1-866-GAMEFISH, and Mike will shoot you our way.
Yes, sir.
And everybody have great holidays from the Florida Keys. If you're thinking about a vacation, now is the time to come to the Keys.
Awesome.
Weather's beautiful, and the prices are down because it's technically not our season right now.
Get down there fast because January season.
When's your when's your best sailfish time?
February.
Right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah. Well, it's all the big sailfish tournaments. You can look at the tournament schedule. All your big sailfish tournaments are from now through the beginning of March. So, yes, Dylan's right. February seems to be the golden 5-star month. But right now is we've been getting a couple of sailfish a pop. If people want to go fish for them, we can go catch them.
That's fun stuff, man. We appreciate it. Thank you, Captain Mike.
All right. Thanks for the time, guys. Have a great day. God bless, and tight line.
See you, buddy.
Tight lines. I got a good story.
Yeah.
I've never caught a sailfish. I went out of Cape Canaveral. We're trolling for dolphin and stuff. And I throw out the cedar plug. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm going to get something on this little cedar plug. Bam, it gets nailed. I'm like, oh.
Wait, you were casting a
No,
cedar?
we were trolling it.
Okay.
Bam, it gets nailed again. Bam, sailfish comes out of the water. I'm like, oh, my God. Miss it. I reel it up. Forgot to take the plastic thing off the hook. Never seen another sailfish since.
That's awesome.
Oh, my God. I was so sad.
He was batting it out of the water with his bill.
Oh, yeah. He hit it like 2-3 times and then came out of the water. And I was like, oh, how do we not get hooked up? And I reeled it on. That's what happens when you take an inshore guy offshore. And I bought that plug specifically. I took it off, and about 20 minutes later, we got a nice dolphin on it. I'm like, God, man.
That's awesome. Any big wahoo lately, Steve? Mr. Wahoo Whisperer?
Yeah, nothing lately. The last one we got was there in the end of summer, August.
Yeah, we had a 39.